Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Plays TF2 right here on Phoenix Plays Games. This is a dual class commentary playing Sniper and Pyro, but I won't pick up Pyro towards the end of the video. This is a gameplay on CP Dustbowl. It is a 3-stage attack defense map, each stage having 2 control points. The first control point, which must be captured before the back point opens up for capture, as indicated by the lock on the second point down there at the bottom of the screen. As Sniper, most snipers usually stay in scope all the time. I say do not do this. Tunnel vision can be your worst enemy. Same thing with W plus M1 Pyros. W plus M1 Pyro suffer from the same tunnel vision that snipers who stay in scope all day suffer from. And I'm whacking around wildly here looking for a spy. Sometimes paranoia can be your best friend. It may save yourself from a knife in your back. So, this first point, most snipers like to hide in that bottom doorway, just standing there waiting to be headshotted. So there's a spy and then random crit. It's a Valve server, what can you do? So I've taken the liberty of editing out the long respawn times or parts that may seem dull. Then again, playing Sniper, a lot of parts may seem dull unless you're getting headshots. Sniper is a defense class. I do not understand why people think that the SMG is a attack weapon, is a self-defense weapon. You cannot go Rambo with it. And you're a spy, but I was not feeling confident with that headshot. I did not want to let him go by, so I just whip out the bushwhacker to try to get him, but Scout helped me out, so that was good of the Scout. There's a series of videos on YouTube. I forget the username, but basically it's videos on how to play TF2 for new players. Team service announcements. Yes, that's what he calls his series, team service announcements. And he has a video on overextending or overcommitting and a video on ignoring problems. Like that soldier, if I were to let him come out, maybe he might get a random crit and kill someone important, so I take care of him there. Same thing with spies. If you see a spy, you need to kill him, unless it means that you would overextend into enemy territory or you may run into a trap. So overextending is bad, but not ignoring problems is good. You do not want to ignore spy whenever you see him and think, oh well, someone else is going to get him. Well, that someone else will think that someone else will get the spy, and then it's a constant cycle until bam, 3 people have been backstabbed, your defense is down, your sentries are sapped, and you lose the game. This team had like 2 or 3 spies on it when I was playing. Like, good gracious. And as you can tell, this was I had played a bit before I started recording. That's how that medic already has a domination on me. And I missed a headshot there, although that was a teammate though. Throwing Jarrati into choke points may get you the chance to douse a foe in Jarrati, so you may potentially stop a push, because nobody wants to push whenever they're dousing Jarrati, because they'll be taking mini crit damage. Mini crit damage takes base damage and ramps it up 65%. So if you did 100 damage, we say that it's a scattergun. Scattergun at point blank does around 100 damage, not quite point blank, but pretty close. Does around 100 damage. With mini crits, you would do exactly 165 damage. Mini crits suffer damage fall off though compared to regular crits. Regular crits do not suffer any damage fall off whatsoever. So therefore, a minigun. Miniguns do a measly 4 to 5 damage at range, which makes them, oh, you are trying to shoot from long distance with your minigun. You're not going to do any good. But a minigun getting crits at long distance, it is going to cause a lot of problems. That team service announcement video series, he also has a video on on long distance combat, and he addresses heavies trying to shoot at long distances. Cannot be done. You're not going to get a lot of kills. Rockets. Yes, you can potentially get a kill from long distance with a rocket, but rockets travel so slowly and they lose a lot of damage over the distance that they travel. Or, no, excuse me, not distance that they travel, but if you stay behind and you attempt to land those rockets, they're only going to be doing like 45 damage, 37 damage apiece. Rockets do damage depending on where you are to the target whenever they land. So, meaning that if you shoot a rocket from far away, the rocket's going to do less damage if you stay far away. But if you launch the rocket from far away and then you manage to rocket jump or find a means to get closer, the rocket is going to do a lot more damage. So it's dependent on where you are when it actually lands. So I hopped onto this point to try to stop the cap, but soldier versus a sniper versus a soldier with a medic, it's not going to end well without anyone to back you up. But you can't win them all. So here we are at the start of the second stage of CP Dust Bowl. The snipers on red team like to either hide in the hut or just stay in the back lines. Typically, I miss a lot of headshots that I could be getting, and it made me very sad playing this soldier. I got to chase him because he could have became a problem. And I didn't get the kill there, but I did force him to fall back, which can be a good thing. Sometimes getting that 150 health taken off is enough to say, hey, let's back off from now. I don't want to die. And rocket jumping soldiers, yes. For a good sniper, yeah, a rocket jumping soldier can be a lot of trouble, just because he's moving fast and he's in the air. But at a long distance, but if they're far away, a rocket jumper soldier becomes very, very, very easy prey, because when you're jumping, your movement becomes very predictable. And just chase down the spy because he's covered already and try to escape, but rocket. One of the nerfs, you could say, to the Dead Ringer is that as you take damage, your cloak runs out faster with a Dead Ringer, meaning that you can't just pop it up, take damage, and then become cloaked and then just run around willy-nilly until your cloak runs out. When you take damage, it's going to run out faster. And so the fact that I was landing constant criticals on him, even though they were, even though the damage would be reduced because of the Dead Ringer, I was just doing damage and then bringing down his cloak, so he went down very fast. And even if they're not thousands already, ooh, headshot right there. Moving in a straight line can be a bad thing. There's a sniper, but however, in that choke point. That choke point can be a very easy trap for Demomentally Stickies or for snipers to just watch, because everyone seems to want to push through that window. Or window of a doorway. Many pushes coming through here don't end well, such as that medic pick. So Heavy was forced to retreat without his medic, and Heavy went down from the shovel from the soldier there. According to the kill feed. You are a spy because I could not bump into you. And here's an instance of where, even though he wasn't outrotted, I pretty much guessed where he was going, where he would go next. So I just followed where he would go, and then bam, I got the kill on him. I mean, there was a soldier up there. I was guessing he would probably go after the soldier to try to get a quick backstab, but decloaking in front of people as spy is not a good idea because it will get you killed. Another team service announcement video from the series that I watched is about the revolver. Most spies such as this. Most spies tend to forget that they even have a revolver in the first place, and so they try to butter knife someone to death, that is, taking swipes with the butter knife upon a failed backstab attempt. But the knife only does 40 damage a slice, has no random crits, and it attacks at the same speed as everyone else. Scout melee does 35 damage, but he attacks faster than everyone, and he can get random crits. So as spy, going melee unless you're doing backstabs is not recommended. This little hole here is a great hole to look through, but however the limits of it, or the uses of it, are limited, maybe because you can't see a lot of open space. Only the one door and then part of the other door. Spy checking him, make sure it wasn't a spy. That's part of in case people are acting suspicious, you gotta spy check them. More spy checking, and at this point, they just send all their spies in to try to get all these kills. And so, bam! I saw you uncloaked. Just one hit, you're dead. So they're trying to push through this choke point here, and I'm going to be switching to Pyro very soon. Alright, here we are. Pyro. Because I got tired of all these spies trying to just sap the sentries. And the Homewrecker destroys sappers in just one hit. And more spies, Homewrecker. They're using the red tape recorder, and instead of doing damage, it unbuilds buildings, which forces them to have to be rebuilt. Although it definitely needs a nerf because it's definitely too overpowered.
5 minutes left.
I got the spy there, and here I am, and they popped crit at last second, and so I get killed. But it's okay. I think their Uber gets stopped, and they die. And video is coming to a close here soon. So final tips before we close the video. As sniper, don't stay scoped all the time. You cannot see much when scoped. Rocket jumping soldiers at a distance are very easy prey. The shots you don't take are the shots you miss. And always spy check people who are suspicious. And I'll see you all next time.